They've uncovered spells older than the pyramids, city ruins buried deep beneath the ocean, and shoes too big for any Roman foot to fill. And now, a respected NASA engineer says Earth is already crawling with alien tech, hidden, cloaked, and watching us. From haunted dolls and demon fatigue to sunken cities and interstellar surveillance, tonight we unravel the mysteries they don't want you to think about. This isn't just another newscast. This is the only news you need to know. This is the Paranormal 60 News. Good evening, Darklings. Joining us tonight, just Chachi, Sweet-T. Greg has the night off. Good evening, kids.
Hey.
Good to see you both. Thank you for being part of the show and actually showing up.
Mm.
Oh, Greg is actually Greg's doing some work. He's got some hard work on his hand and a bunch of stuff going on. He said he'll be back with us next Wednesday, so don't worry. The Paranormal Detective will be back. We've got some cool news to go over tonight. A lot of weird stuff going on around the world. And I just want to remind people, speaking of weird news, we have the Halloween hijinks event coming up at the historic Palmer House Hotel in Sauk Center, Minnesota, October 9th through the 12th. You can join me, Dave Schrader, October 9th through the 12th at the famously haunted Palmer House Hotel in Sauk Center, Minnesota, for a weekend of Halloween haunts and hijinks you won't forget. This isn't just ghost stories around a campfire. Oh, no, much more than that. We're going all in. Paranormal investigations, spine-tingling sessions, eerie experiments, and exclusive access to one of the Midwest's most active paranormal hotspots. Plus, a Halloween costume party and contest. And joining me are some seriously supernatural special guests. Dalen Spratt from Travel Channel's Ghost Brothers TV series, renowned psychic medium Diet Renee, and paranormal tech guru Kevin Swanson will all be on hand. Even the lovely Winnie Schrader. That's right. Love and Lotus Tarot will be on hand. She'll be offering up tarot, so you'll be able to enjoy that. You'll laugh, you'll scream, you'll connect with the beyond, and maybe something will connect back. Tickets are limited. They are going fast, so don't wait. Head on over to darknessevents.com and grab your spot before they disappear into the ether. This October, check in at the Palmer House if you dare. Again, darknessevents.com. I'm looking forward to it. This next week, I'm going to be out there with Shane and Cindy. We just put the last touches on the episodes of Paranormal Mysteries, so I'm excited. That series will be out and available. Believe it, guys, we are just about a month and a half away from the release of episode 1 of Paranormal Mysteries.
You're kidding me.
On TV. Do I look like the kind of guy that kids people?
A little bit, yeah.
All right, you're right. That's fair. But in this case, I'm not joking. We've got the whole thing going on. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited to be a part of it. We've got a lot of weird stuff, a lot of cool stuff, and I've been told we'll have the new trailer for that program next week right here on the news. So you'll see the new updated trailer, the strange things that we got up to. So make sure to check it out. All right. A lot of news to cover. Even though Greg's not here, we still have like 9 or 10 stories, and there's a lot of weirdness going on. Speaking of weirdness, Sweet-T.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was beautiful. Great segue. Thank you. Hey, you know what? A Colorado woman, did I say that weird? Says death is not the end. It's an illusion. Brianna Lafferty wasn't supposed to come back. At just 33 years old, the Colorado woman suffered a severe neurological collapse linked to a chronic illness. Her body failed. Her brain flatlined. No heartbeat, no pulse. Clinically, she was gone for 8 long minutes, but somehow she returned. And what she came back with is nothing sort of all right, let me Okay. And what she
This
came
is the
back with
first story.
I know, it's rough.
First story.
I know. And what she came back with is nothing short of extraordinary. Brianna now claims that during those 8 minutes, her consciousness remained active. In fact, she says she left her body entirely, looking down at her lifeless form before slipping into a strange, still realm where time didn't exist. There was no fear, no pain, just peace. It was like floating in space, but it wasn't space, it was still eternal, a motionless eternity, she said.
Hmm.
It's the kind of story that pushes the boundaries between science and the supernatural. Some might call it a classic near death experience. Others might call it proof, but Brianna is certain of what she saw and what it means. Death is an illusion, she says. We're more than our bodies. Since her return, Brianna says she's not afraid to die anymore. She believes the soul continues, that consciousness doesn't just flicker out with the body, it moves on. What she encountered wasn't a dream or hallucination. She insists it was real, more real than here. Medical experts have long debated what really happens when the brain shuts down. Some believe these experiences are caused by a last surge of electrical activity, final flicker before darkness. Others point to oxygen deprivation, a flood of endorphins, or the brain's desperate attempt to comfort itself in its final moments. But Brianna's story joins a growing body of accounts that don't fit neatly into those theories. Some patients in cardiac arrest have accurately described details of their surroundings while technically brain dead. Controlled studies, like the AWARE project, have documented moments where awareness seems to persist without measurable brain activity. Is it just the dying brain firing off illusions, or is it something else? For Brianna, the answer is clear. Since her return, she's devoted her life to helping others process grief and fear. Her message is simple: there's more waiting on the other side, and we're not alone. As for the moment she came back, it wasn't like waking up from a dream, she said. It was like being pulled back into a dream. This life, this is the dream. Back to you, Dave.
Were you hearing that, Chachi? Like strange things coming through her microphone?
No, I didn't hear either.
Am I the only one hearing it?
I'm hearing my echo in, I think, Chachi's microphone.
Oh, well, Chachi, you're going to need to fix that because, this is a professional show.
Mm.
Yeah. You just go
Tonight?
ahead and you get that echo cancellation that we've used for, I don't know, 4 years of doing the show. But it's new to you because you're here, you're not, I'm here, I'm not. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that story is wild. Have you guys ever had a near-death experience or out-of-body experience? How about that, huh?
Wow, that was a great
Thank you.
segue.
Thank
And
you.
it felt natural, like a real part of a conversation. So
I'm really good at that, yeah. That's
you
my
are
specialty.
you're
Mhm.
something. That's part of my journey and why I'm fascinated by this is I have technically had 2 near death experiences, but I have no memory of it.
Oh,
No dark tunnel with a light at the end, no voices
no.
calling me home. Dave, Dave, join us. No, what I get is the doorbell ringing today and Aptiv, the insect specialist, waiting for me. When I open the door, he goes, "Are you Rick from Pawn Stars?" Hand to God, that was my conversation today with
That
the insect
sounds
guy.
fake.
Yeah. No, it's true. That was a very real thing that happened to me today. Yeah, I've had a couple of near-death experiences where nothing happened, and that has really concerned me because
Well, that
well,
doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
obviously it does. It means there's nothing. Trust it's all
Okay,
a
no,
sad,
but
dark
that's
joke.
wrong. I don't know that I've technically been dead, but I've been there. See, it looks just like this.
Oh, does it? That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
and it feels like nothing but pure love, and I've been chasing that high ever since.
So you're not sure you ever had
I
a near-death
haven't found it.
experience. How do you, yeah, I don't know. I
What?
don't know. Have you
I
ever,
just
I don't know, Chach, have you ever drank yourself to the point of near death and then, you know,
I'm trying to understand why you asked me that question, Dave.
'cause of the 3 of us, I probably
Mhm.
shouldn't assume that it would have been you. I
Yeah,
just,
that's weird.
yeah,
Why would you
Sweet-T
do
might have
that?
been the more
That
natural,
might have been why I saw that place and felt
choice. Yeah,
that.
it could have been,
Who
could have been.
knows?
Yeah,
I was
mine
in
was
my
just going
20s.
in for, surgery. on my knee,
Right.
and they over anesthetized me. So
Oh, that's cool.
that's how I had my near-death experience. Wish there was something cooler to share about it, but that was it. And then the other time was, having heart surgery, and they lost me for about 45 seconds. I mean, again, there's not much that can be done in 45 seconds. And the other time was like a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Yeah, but
So
time does not exist on the other side, so you could experience years in
no,
45
it takes
seconds.
me forever just to put my shoes on. So
That's
probably by the
true.
time I was
I've
getting
seen you
them
put
on
your
to go
shoes
through the
on.
tunnel,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
like, "Hey, we're closing. Just sit down, and you're just going back."
We don't have time for this.
Yeah, we don't. It's
Put the
like,
Velcro
hey,
back.
in the event of a rough landing, leave everything behind. No, I'm going to be the guy
Mhm.
going in there, grabbing my backpack and trying to get another pack of
Uh-huh.
cookies, those delicious Delta
Yum.
cookies, before I jump into the drink, and
Sure.
I'll upset the entire balance of nature. It's just my way.
That's why we love you.
That's why.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
I
I'm
thought it's
sorry.
because I am the opening to your massive success with this
No.
show,
I
introducing you to tens of people
Oh,
around the
the
world.
10s. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, that's right. You're correct. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
thought so. Hey, some big news in the world of aliens and
Oh,
ufology. Yeah,
what?
aliens, turns out they're not little green men.
Duh.
Yeah, for decades, pop culture gave us the same image of aliens: little green men with oversized heads, bug eyes, and a fondness for anal probes and cornfields. But modern science, it paints a much different, much weirder picture. So ask today's researchers what extraterrestrial life might look like, and most won't mention flying saucers or humanoids. Instead, they point to microbes, tiny, resilient life forms thriving in extreme environments. According to a global survey of astronomers and astrobiologists, the overwhelming consensus is that alien life is more likely to be microbial and not intelligent. And if it is intelligent, it might be so radically different from us that we wouldn't even recognize it. Some scientists believe alien life could be based on completely different biochemistries, silicon instead of carbon, or energy systems we've never imagined. So forget the green skin. These life forms, they could be purple, maybe translucent, or invisible to our eyes altogether. I don't think any of this is news. We've had reports of
Oh,
purple and mantis and translucent and
yeah.
flying glowing blue and
Yeah.
invisible. We've all seen the Predator movies. We already know they
Uh-huh.
can do that.
Yep.
What new ground is this article treading?
None. It's
Mm,
stuff if you follow anything anywhere, you already know all of this.
yeah. Says strange doesn't mean impossible, though. Recent discoveries have reignited the hunt on exoplanet K2 18b. Scientists detected chemicals that on Earth are only produced by life itself. Yeah, that's right. Um, it's not exactly proof, but it is the strongest evidence yet that we're not alone. Meanwhile, icy moons like Europa or Enceladus may harbor entire ecosystems beneath their frozen surfaces, powered not by sunlight, but by radiation and pressure. Then there's the UFO, or rather, as we like to call it now, the UAP.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Well, a lot of people do. NASA and
Wow.
Harvard's Galileo project are digging into unexplained aerial phenomena, looking for hard data. Most sightings end with logical explanations, things like, balloons, drones, atmospheric tricks, but some remain stubborn mysteries. And now there's even buzz around a more fringe idea that non human intelligence might already be here. I'm not even sure human intelligence is
Yeah.
quite here yet. Yeah, that's just me, and I'm being a little cynical, I guess. A recent Harvard affiliated paper floated the idea of crypto terrestrials. You've been investing in crypto for quite a while, haven't you, Sweet-T?
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
How about you,
Big
Chachi? Have you
fan.
been investigating in crypto terrestrials?
I've never heard that term.
Oh,
Oh. Oh,
really?
you're not into alright.
Crypto?
Yeah, crypto.
Crypto terrestrials. Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone knows about that.
yeah. You're not familiar, huh?
No, no.
Hmm,
For a guy with your echelon, with the many multitudes of caves and castles that you own, I would have thought you
right.
knew all about crypto. And I'm not talking
Terrestrial.
about Superman's dog.
Nope,
Oh.
nothing.
No. All right.
Nope.
Well, the crypto-terrestrials, hidden ancient species or unknown entities that evolved alongside us and remain undetected. Well, if they're undetected, how do we know that they remain alongside us? This is a very
Don't ask
this is a very
questions.
Minnesota written article. It's a very no article. No, no, because it's very it's waffly. Hey,
Yeah.
these things have been around us undetected forever.
How?
That seems like a definitive statement about something we think we're kind of sure of.
Well, I am positive that I might have gas money for tomorrow, but I'm positive.
I'm pretty positive I have gas right now. I don't know if you just heard that bubbling, gurgling. For once, it was
No.
me, Sweet-T.
Yeah,
not
it wasn't
you.
me for once.
No,
Oh, thank
that was
you.
crazy.
That was a gift. Thank you.
I'm glad that I think I have the right setting on my microphone that it's not picking up all of the that's going on in this room right now.
The gas setting.
Yeah, eliminate gas, because that gas is around us undetected all the time. Let's see. Think sentient dinosaurs, shadowy hominids, or the real world roots of fairies and elves. Sentient dinosaurs would be like a cool industrial rock band name.
Yeah, and a really
Ladies and
great
gentlemen,
sitcom.
please welcome sentient dinosaurs. Yeah, man.
Amazing
Real cool.
stage show.
Yeah. Is that science fiction? For now, yes. But the fact that academics are even entertaining the possibility shows how wide the conversation has stretched. Bottom line, the odds of bumping into a green-skinned visitor from Zeta Reticuli, they're pretty slim. But the odds of strange alien life existing somewhere out there, I won't quit my day job or my night job, they may be closer than we think. And they're looking better every year. How do we know that again? If they're undetected, I'm confused. It's not about what aliens look like anymore. I'm glad that we've evolved past that. Their looks are secondary to what they can do for us.
Yeah,
right?
we're
It's about
inclusive here.
whether we're smart enough to recognize life that doesn't look anything like us. Yeah, if that's what we're waiting on, we are all in a world of hurt. The concept of, are we smart enough to detect life that we cannot see? Let's see a show of hands of the Paranormal 60 news crew who believes we are probably not smart enough for that.
Oh, not smart enough.
Oh, it's unanimous. And as I'm looking in the chat room, it's unanimous there as well. Yep. All right, Chachi. This is exciting. It's your first news story in weeks.
It
This
is
is your chance to shine.
And because of that, Dave,
Yes.
I've decided not to drink tonight. You've noticed I've been a little quieter at the beginning of the show, right?
And talk to us from the bottom of a swimming pool at a YMCA.
He's obviously in a bathroom.
Yeah.
Am I really?
It's very echoey there in your emptied pool somewhere in the compound.
I don't understand, Dave. I really don't.
I think
when I drink, it sounds good. When I don't drink, it sounds bad.
No. It always sounds bad, but when you're drunk, you don't notice it usually.
Oh.
Or care.
Yeah. Well, Dave, here's to you then, sir.
Wait a minute. That's thought you said you're not drinking tonight.
Up until that point, I hadn't been.
Oh, all right. Thanks for the clarification.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That works for me.
Fantastic.
Where are we starting with you tonight, Chachi? Just Chachi.
Well, I'll tell you, I have got 3 fantastic stories tonight.
Okay.
I didn't know which one to go with first, and then I remembered you tell me which one to go with.
Yeah, I number them so that we can kind of follow. Them. Yeah, we can kind of follow it a certain way.
Story number 3, correct?
Yes. Yeah, okay. That would be it.
Well, can we jump right in with the graphic? So there's an old buddy of mine you got on the screen there, okay? He is a former NASA propulsion engineer. He believes that Earth may already be swarming with alien technology, trillions with a T of shape-shifting cloaked devices silently watching us from every corner of the planet. Now, this claim comes from Mr. Richard Banderick, seen on the screen here, who appeared on a recent podcast, not ours. He says these devices aren't just here, but they're operational. Most are completely invisible, camouflaged, or cloaked by design. Ready? Only the broken ones ever get noticed. So, Banderick, who says Dave, that he worked with NASA and Lockheed Martin, big defense contractor, claims to have handled exotic materials recovered from crashed craft. Now, according to him, these materials are not only advanced, they behave intelligently. Now, he describes them as responsive, self-healing, and most concerning of all, evasive. Some allegedly disintegrate when attempts are made to analyze them. Now, also on the same podcast was a physicist, Dr. Hal Putney-Off, a former CIA.
Hal Puthoff. Hal Puthoff.
There's no me in the middle?
No.
Okay.
I mean, he might, but no.
Okay.
Good call. Hal Puthoff, a former CIA and DARPA researcher. Now, he supported many of Mr. Banderick's claims. He suggested that the extreme maneuvers seen in UFO sightings, like instant acceleration or seamless underwater entry, might be possible because the crafts are bending space-time itself.
Whew.
Within those warped fields, physics behaves differently. Now, Banderick believes that these devices form a planet-wide sensing network, communicating with one another, adapting in real time. Some contain isotope signatures, Dave, unknown on Earth. And despite
then how do we know what they are if they're unknown on Earth? These stories are getting more confusing.
That's what is amazing about this story. Despite repeated efforts to reverse engineer the technology, he says we've made very little progress. Now, of course, there are critics, and as most critics are, they're skeptical. Banderick's official credentials, very thin, little public documentation to back his claims. But his story is making waves across the UFO circles, and not just the crop ones. And not because of what he said, but because it fits into a larger theory. That disclosure isn't coming, it's already here, hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
So, if what he says is true, we may not be waiting for contact. We already may be living with it. Now,
obvious.
That was of my 3 stories.
Yeah.
That was a solid 3 or 4. Wait till we get to the next couple.
Wait, a solid 3 or 4 out of 10?
No. Of the 3 stories, mine was the most solid of the first 3.
Okay. All right.
That I read.
All right. Yeah, I guess.
We'll give
One
it
way
to
of
you.
looking at it. I don't know. You know, I'm noticing the news cycle. They're doing more and more of these paranormal themed stories, these possibilities of life on other planets, these things that are taking place, but it seems they're just rehashing stories that they've already told us 6 months ago or a year ago.
Yes.
Is it like
or years ago?
Not clickbait, but it just feels like, we should do an article on UFOs. How about if we talk about how disclosure's not coming? It's already happened. Hey, that article did really well for us last year. Do it again.
It's a little lazy, right?
Yeah. A lot of lazy. Yeah.
A lot of really late.
Of course, if we avoid all news stories that are kind of rehashing the past, there's a good chance we won't have any new stories to share.
Yeah.
You know what stories we haven't seen in many a month?
What?
Uranus stories.
I know.
Mine specifically?
Yes, yours specifically.
I was talking more kind of across the board.
The planet?
I had probably about 2-3 weeks ago, I was getting my anus stories were getting pounded, and I was just getting more than I knew what to do with. And then as I pulled them up excited because I'm like, oh, this is right in our wheelhouse. I looked, and most of the articles that were sent to me, I know this can be hard to believe that they were just rehashing the same stuff they've told us the last 22 years.
They never do that though. Why would they do that?
Uranus is bigger than we expected. Uranus stinks. Uranus can fit the equivalent of 12 Earths in it.
Sure.
And these are all things we know just from reading Bathroom Walls.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
It bothers me.
I wish we had better information, but we don't. But we are going to keep reporting the best of mediocrity right here on this program. Let's take a quick break. We've got more to discuss. We've got more stories coming your way. Where? On the best of mediocrity. This is the Paranormal 60 News.
Oh, are you reading me? Come in. Hello? Greetings from the Shadow, and welcome to Shadowzine. My name is Jeff Belanger. I'm an author, podcaster, and explorer of the unexplained. For 30 years, I've been investigating the paranormal, UFOs, monsters, and things that bump in the night. Lately, you may have noticed how major TV networks and even social media networks have been pushing our favorite subject back into the shadows. I say good. That's why I launched Shadowzine, a monthly underground publication that covers your favorite topics in depth by some of the leading writers and researchers out there. If you're looking for 30-second TikTok clips, go somewhere else. If you're ready for a deeper dive, put down your phone and pick up Shadowzine. You can't find it in stores. This is old school print. Head to shadowzine.com and be part of the underground revolution. That's shadowzine.com, and I'll see you in the shadow.
How are you, Darklings? This is Mark Lanou, innovator, musician, world traveler, and no stranger to the paranormal. Come take a journey with me through this place we call life by picking up my new book, Reality Was Once the Tapestry of the Dreamer. It is available at Barnes & Noble online and will soon be available through other vendors. Get your copy by following the link in this ad or by visiting my official website at markallenlanou.com.
All right, Mark Allen Lanou, we appreciate you. We appreciate your work, your phenomenal book. If you haven't had a chance to already pick it up, get yourself a copy, rate and review it as well. And let's get back to it. We've got a lot more news to cover. And this story excites me because one of the mysteries growing up that I loved, I mean, there was always the Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot footage. There was the Nessie footage. Remember the speedboat wrapping across Loch Ness, and all of a sudden it appears to hit some hump and it just like flips in the air and boom, explodes. Or maybe that was just an episode of Speed Racer.
Yeah.
Either way, I remember the footage clearly. The other thing that always I found fascinating, because I grew up in a Christian grade school. It's Trinity Lutheran grade school in Roselle, Illinois. And the concept of the Shroud of Turin, I always found fascinating, because is this an actual artifact that has survived time and tide, that gives us some connection and tie to the biblical references of the great rabbi himself, Jesus Christ? And I love when a brand new story that dives into a totally different angle that we've probably never covered before in the past is revealed, but we don't have one of those. We've got one that's very, very similar to something we've heard probably many times, but maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe I'll be surprised.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh,
What have you got for us?
because you know what?
What?
The Shroud of Turin, not human, question mark. The Shroud of Turin has been stirring debate for centuries. Some believe it's the literal burial cloth of Jesus Christ.
Wow. The word cloth is what got you?
So, burying his image in blood and light, others say it's one of the greatest religious forgeries in history. But now, a Brazilian 3D expert is throwing gasoline on that centuries-old fire, suggesting the image on the shroud doesn't belong to any real human. Cicero Moraes, a 3D modeling expert, took the infamous shroud and digitally wrapped it around two different forms. One, a real human body model. The other, or two, a flat sculpted relief. And what did he find? The shroud image doesn't match the curvature and depth of a living body. Instead, it behaves like cloth draped over a sculpture. In other words, it may have been made to look like a burial cloth, but never actually touched a body. That's a bold claim, especially when believers argue the opposite. They say the marks on the shroud are too anatomically correct to be man-made. that they matched the trauma of crucifixion, wounds to the wrists, the crown of thorns, spear to the side. Even AI-based reconstructions using the cloth's details have produced eerily lifelike depictions of a man with Middle Eastern features, beaten, broken, but peaceful. Still, Moraes isn't calling it a hoax, he's calling it art. Maybe even devotional art. He argues that the technique used aligns more with ancient low relief methods designed to not deceive but evoke. And that opens a bigger question. If it was art, was it meant to trick people or was it a medieval act of faith meant to represent a spiritual truth rather than a physical one? Let's not forget the carbon dating. Independent labs peg the cloth fibers to be sometimes between 1260 and 1390 AD, well after the time of Christ. I don't know if you guys are aware. That lines up with his latest theory. But defenders say the samples tested were taken from a repaired portion of the cloth, not the original linen. Other
True.
tests, including some using X-ray diffraction, suggest the cloth may actually date back to the 1st century. So which is it? A miraculous relic burned into cloth by a burst of divine energy, or a masterfully crafted icon designed to draw the faithful closer to God? Maybe the mystery is the point. Maybe that's why it still captivates us. But whether it's the face of Jesus or the work of a 13th century artist, the image on the shroud still shares or stares back and asks us to believe in something, Maggie Dave.
It stares or shares back? You're not
Yep.
sure?
It could be either one. It's
So
giving.
let me throw this out as we're looking at this image, okay?
Uh-huh.
The one
Yeah.
on the far left of the screen as we are looking at it is the as we like to call the Thunder Thighs edition.
Is that
Sure.
Lizzo?
Yeah, that one he's a little heavier set, and I don't know what kind of hairdo he's got rocking there. It looks like he might actually have a Native American headdress on. The one in the middle is the standard version. The one on the end is what he's claiming was laying a cloth like this over a statue. However, let me be the voice of reason.
Would you?
It's pretty sad when you think about it that I'm the voice of reason. Couldn't it be that the one on the far left that looks like he's wearing an Indian headdress and is all spread out, he was laying it on, something and kind of wrapping it around the legs like we would normally think of a cloth. But the
Yeah.
one on the far right, we have to remember rigor mortis, you can get very rigid, rock-like, and we don't know at what point this cloak was over him, this piece of tapestry. So was he still in this rigid form when he, kind of, I don't know if that noise is coming through, but kind of radiated out of his body, burning that image, that effigy into the cloth. So I don't know. I'm not. I don't feel like there's anything that's kept me from believing this was really more to do with something historic. I think that's cool. There's also that cloth that laid over the face of Jesus that exists. Have you
I don't
heard
know
about
about
that?
that.
Yeah, it's another piece of this that when Christ was up on the crucifix and had died, they placed a cloth over his face out of respect. And that cloth also exists. I can't remember what it's called. It's, not the Shroud of Turin. It's probably like the face rag of destiny or something.
Sure.
But that rag also has an image kind of emblazoned into it, and it fits that there are so many other details front and back regarding this being's image on this, and that they've tried now for hundreds of years with current technology to reproduce this exact effect, and they can't do it. That to me speaks volumes. There's been people that are like, "Oh, we put a pigment on the sheet and we were able to reproduce something." I'm just going with comic book guy's voice here, if you don't mind. It's either that
Yeah,
or
no,
Rolf
it's
the
good.
dog. I've got two.
I know.
That's
I
it.
know.
Yeah, we've recreated the pigmentization. However, when you lift it up and give it a shake, it kind of falls apart like an Etch-a-Sketch. This thing's been around for centuries, folded, unfolded in a fire, and the image is still intact. And they
Can
can't
I
find
ask
a
a stupid
pigment to it.
question?
Yes,
Thank you.
those are my favorite kinds.
Is it? I have obviously heard of the Shroud of Turin since I was a wee child, being raised
Mhm.
in a Christian household. I don't under it is the mark, the whole essence of it, is that just supposed to be a spiritual energy mark? I don't understand why it would have been there in the first place.
Right. Well, the theory that kind of abounds in popular culture, and the grasp of attempting to make sense of this is the fact that they think that upon our death we release an energy, and
Sure,
especially if you're the son of God, a lot of energy. Right. This guy's
I
walking on
guess.
water, bringing people back from the dead, healing the blind,
Like he's so
taking like
special.
a can of tuna and 2 slices, the butt ends of bread, and feeding thousands with it. I don't know if you remember that,
It's
that
like
part
my
of the
favorite
story.
lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was able to do a lot. So when he burns out, he's gonna. So they think that there was some kind of expulsion of energy when he left his body, and
Okay.
that radiation, which again, that's why it lends into the alien mystique so well. That maybe some of these religious and biblical characters fit into an alien lexicon maybe more readily than human.
Yeah.
So I think there's something fascinating about that, and they're thinking that this is more of a scorch pattern.
Okay.
So
I like that.
with the blood and the sweat, and then there's the biomes of those fabrics. Uh, Boom! He just flamed out and left that little image as he took off, and that's kind
Okay.
of the concept. Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
Now, Dave, I just noticed here we have a comment section here. I wasn't aware we had.
Oh yeah,
And
we do.
so,
Yeah, we've had that for a while.
oh, okay.
Mhm.
Chig said we could wrap Chachi in a rag and see what kind of imprint he leaves.
I
Oh,
know.
it'll be wet.
I know what kind of imprint, and I'm still willing to bet that we could take that rag afterwards, wring it out, and the proof would be so high most humans wouldn't survive drinking it.
Nope.
Yeah,
It sounds like a
Kinda-
fun
It is
experiment.
exciting. I
Yeah.
agree.
they all drank wine because it was safer than drinking water.
That's
Dun
true.
dun dun dun. Yeah, right.
Mhm, mhm,
And maybe
mhm.
what if it turns out when he touched the water, he wasn't turning it into wine? He just had so much dirt on his hands from handing out fishes and loaves that he was like trying to wash his hands, and it all polluted. And they're like, it looks like wine.
It
By the
doesn't
way,
taste like wine, but he
that's
touched it, so it's fine.
Cosmic Joe
another
says
great
I'm on
band name,
fire.
Dave.
Yeah.
Fishes and Loaves. It's another
Fishes
great
and
band
loaves.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
That Well,
For
we
a
should. I
Christian
bet.
band.
I bet Chachi. As a matter of fact, I bet if you look that up during this next story,
Yeah.
you will find that I bet there is probably a band. Probably, I'm going to go out on a limb and say a religious band
Oh, why would you say that?
because of the title of it, Fishes and
Oh,
Loaves.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm going out on what I like to call a bit of an extended reach, but we'll see. While I'm doing this story, Chachi, you go ahead and look up Fishes and Loaves, the band. And if it's not there, let's put it together. You and me
Okay.
will have Sweet-T in some sultry red crushed velvet dress slinking all over our piano. While you and I are
Oh, like
rocking.
Elton. That'll be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
I've got feathered sunglasses.
She does, actually.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah. And a banana phone. I've seen it.
mhm.
Okay.
That's not a phone, Dave.
Archaeologists have unearthed a lost book of the dead buried for over 3,000 years somewhere in the sands of Saqqara, Egypt. An ancient secret just resurfaced, one that's been buried for over 3 millennia. Archaeologists have uncovered a remarkably well-preserved papyrus scroll. And not just any scroll. Oh no, not just any scroll. This one contains a previously unknown version of the legendary Book of the Dead. Clocking in at over 43 feet long, this newly found manuscript dates back to the reign of Pharaoh Ahmose I around 1550 BCE. And that puts it among the earliest complete versions ever discovered. And that alone is enough to raise eyebrows. Let's just do that for the audience. It's enough to raise eyebrows. I like to give the visual for those tuning in.
Good.
It's enough to raise eyebrows in both the archaeological and the metaphysical worlds. But what exactly is the Book of Dead, you ask? Good question, Sweet-T.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Thank you.
It's not just a single book or a book for singles, the way we think of one today. It's a compilation of spells, prayers, and instructions. I want people to wrap their brain around what I just said. This is the Book of the Dead from the religious era, and they're referring to it as spells.
Ah, I
Interesting.
like.
Yeah, I just think that's pretty cool. But so this is what it is. It's a compilation of
Wait,
spells,
don't forget the instructions.
prayers, and instructions. Unfortunately, they're all written from the same people that did the IKEA
Oh,
instructions, so they're
damn
very
it.
hard to understand. Yeah, very, very hard to fill. And then there's an ancient guide meant to help the dead navigate the treacherous journey through the afterlife. Well, why would you write a book 42 feet long and then hide it so the dead are just like walking around? No wonder we have so many ghosts. They can't find the Book of the Dead.
Oh, it's for the
Right.
dead.
Yeah. Just saying.
How would they? I
What?
have questions.
I have so many questions, but let's go back to the answers here. Maybe this
Okay.
will help us out. Yeah.
Why not?
Think of it as spiritual GPS for the soul, filled with tips on how to pass divine judgment. You've been doing that for a long time, Sweet-T.
Oh
You
yeah,
pass judgment all the time.
all
You
day,
can
every day.
avoid curses and eventually reach the field of reeds, which is Egypt's version of paradise. What makes this find even more remarkable is its condition. The papyrus is nearly intact. Experts believe it was written specifically for a man named Ahmose, whose tomb was discovered at the Saqqara necropolis near Cairo. That's the same site where other major finds have been made in recent years, including sealed coffins, mummified animals, and entire temple complexes that have been lost to time. This isn't just another dusty artifact. It's a piece of living or undead history, a direct look into how ancient Egyptians believed the afterlife worked. And for those of us in the paranormal world, it's a treasure map of beliefs, magic, and rituals meant to preserve the soul's journey beyond death. So imagine that thousands of years ago, somebody carefully rolled up this massive scroll, placed it beside the body of a loved one, then sealed it in the earth, all in the hopes that these sacred words would be heard by the gods or the Paranormal 60 news crew.
That's the one.
Yeah. Now, those same words are seeing the light of day for the first time in over 3,000 years. It raises kind of a chilling and fascinating thought. If ancient spells were believed to protect the soul long after death, what happens when we disturb them? Does opening a tomb break the spell? Does it invite something else? And whether you're a skeptic, a scholar, or a seeker of high strangeness, this discovery proves one thing. The past isn't finished speaking. You just have to know where to listen. Dun, 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 dun. Although I do want to bring this point up. So there are specific rules to death, right?
Sure.
And how to cross over, which we've learned in the movie Beetlejuice.
Yep.
And apparently, if you lose that book, you're screwed and don't know how to cross over. Yet they stopped writing it probably 3,000 years ago. So maybe that explains why there's this uptick of paranormal happenings. Or maybe it has existed for centuries and only a few hundred years ago stopped being known or publicized. Therefore, all of the people like you, me, Chachi, the Colonel, Greg, that still exist, we have no clue. That's why we are doomed to walk the earth in eternity, because we don't have the rules.
I agree that we all have no clue. That's apparent.
Right.
However, it was living people that wrote this. How would they know?
Because they spoke to things and people and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. It's in the book of Jebediah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe
trust you on that.
Yeah, maybe not. I can't remember the books after Genesis, which also is a great name for a band. We should really think about that.
Oh, that's good. That's a good name.
Yeah. How about that, Chachi? Did you do any research during the last story? Did I give you enough time to see if Fishes and Loaves is in fact a band?
I didn't have enough time to get through that, but I did get time for another drink, though, Dave.
That was like an 18-minute story, and you were not able to get. And you notice you're drinking, your audio's gotten better.
Yeah.
You said as I drank more, my audio would get better. You said that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Did you pour a little on the microphone?
I did what?
Yeah, that's it.
Did you pour some on the microphone? Is that what you're getting the mic caught up with you?
I think I just spit more when I talk now.
That's
Oh.
true.
It's just it's like go to a concert, right? And towards the end of the concert, the band is just besides themselves and just spitting all over the mic. And I think that's
Sure.
me. I'm getting close to the end of the concert.
Okay.
So
We're not
listen,
even close, but
Fishes and Loaves,
Yeah.
not a band, but a
But-
song. There is a song, Fishes and
Lovely.
Loaves.
And we'd like you to learn it by next week, Chachi.
yes, please.
I will come on next week
Mhm.
with the full band and perform it. How's that?
That would be awesome.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. Let's do this. Let's dive out. We're going to go back and do one more quick break. We'll come back, and then Chachi. This gives Chachi a couple more times to sip and get the whistle wetted, so that he's better suited for this next story. Which, looking at it, there's a lot of foreign words. So everybody else, get your glass ready, because this could be a bit of a
Yay.
wild
I'm going to
ride.
get a refill too. So make this a long one.
Okay.
Yeah, you just refilled. We'll be
Yeah, but by
back.
the time you get there, I'll be ready to refill.
1 minute and 3 seconds. That's what you
I got it.
Starting now.
Have you ever felt like something or someone was trying to tell you something? That inner nudge. That quiet whisper from the universe. With intuition sharpened by years of spiritual connection and a deep-rooted gift. Winnie Schrader delivers readings that are compassionate, insightful, and shockingly accurate. Whether you're facing a crossroads healing from heartache, or just curious what the cards reveal, Winnie creates a safe, sacred space to explore your journey. This isn't fortune cookie fluff. This is honest. Intuitive guidance from someone who's helped hundreds find clarity, closure, and confidence. If you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Book your session now at lovelotustarot.com and take control of your journey. That's lovelotustarot.com. Winnie's sessions are personal, powerful, and often life-changing. That's lovelotustarot.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Scotchy is back in the house. We have people actually asking, what is he drinking? I'm going to go on a limb and say it's Scotch.
Oh, something new.
Glenlivet.
Oh,
I will have you know, Sweet-T, that we went on a little foreign adventure once, me and the Chach, and we got to the Glenlivet distillery, and he climbed off the bus, and like a plane caught in tumultuous turbulence, and then you land, he climbed off the bus, looked up at the place, dropped to his knees, and began kissing the ground.
Were there tears?
No, but I'm pretty sure that it was soaked in scotch.
Oh, sure.
Outside. Yeah. The guy's trying to roll barrels out and get them home without anybody noticing. They left some trails, and Scotchy was not going to let that happen. He was sucking them up as we go.
Dave, do you remember at the end, the best part of that trip was, so we took a tour, right? This was one of your tours, right? So at the very end, you are allowed to have a tasting of one of their scotches. And so we were with, I don't know, there's about 30 people on your tour, give or take, right?
Yep, right.
And so they came around, they're like, everybody gets 1 dram, 1 ounce, one shot, if you will. And there were 30 people, and I think there were 4 that said they wanted to try it. And the other 26 or so, I think that's the math, said no, thank you.
It was 10 a.m. I just want that to go on the record. It was 10 a.m.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
And
Chachi's like, and the problem is?
And I looked to the gentleman and I said, now, because there are 30 of us, are you legally allowed to provide 30 shots to us? And he's like, yes, we are. And I said, okay, great. What are our options? He said 12, 15, and 18-year-old scotch. And I said, great. We will take 26 of the 18-year-old scotches. Do you remember that, Dave?
Yeah.
And so he just lined them up. And I was like, just boom, 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 boom. And then when I was all done, he said, now we have a special. For £6, you can have a shot of 30-year-old scotch, which I had never had scotch that old before. And I said, well, you might as well bring that on too. So it was delightful. Now, I had not been back until just 3 months ago.
Right.
I was back there in April.
And they were like, Chachi, you're back.
They had shirts with my face on the front. I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like Man versus Food. When you go in and you beat the 82-ounce hamburger, they put your photo up.
Yeah.
Chachi is standing there like Rocky Balboa with his fists pumping in the air, and it
For
says
Philadelphia.
82 shots in less than 35 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nobody's
it was
ever
nowhere
beat the
near
record.
35 minutes. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I remember because I was trying to get through them and we were on a big bus and the bus driver was like, we got to go. We got to get to the next haunted
And you're like-
location. And I'm like, I got to get through 22 more shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. So
Which
thank you, Dave.
inspired the song from Hamilton, I'm Not Giving Away My Shots. If you haven't seen it, it was because I can't tell you who it is, but his name rhymes with Schmanuel. That's all I'm going to say. Was part of our tour, and he
You're
heard
awesome.
Chachi saying, I'm not giving away my shots. And all
Oh,
of a
is he
sudden,
on that
boom.
tour?
Who? I don't know. Schmandel.
Yeah, the guy that rhymes with that.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
Mhm.
He was maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't. I can't
Maybe he
tell you
wasn't. I don't know.
specifically. Chachi,
Specifically.
you've got a story to share. Where are we going next, sir?
Let's go to Glenlivet. No.
No,
This is-
no,
Nope.
no.
Oh, this is a good one, Dave. I remember now.
Yeah.
You ready? She wasn't fully human and she wasn't alone. Roughly 140,000 years ago, slightly before Mr. Lawson was born,
Oh, get wrecked.
someone gently laid the body of a child to rest in
Mhm.
what would one day become Israel's skull
Island.
cave. They buried her with red ochre. Now, I've only ever had the green, but they buried her with red ochre, which is a sign of care,
It's
of
ochre.
mourning.
Yeah, ochre.
And now, tens of
Oh.
thousands of years later, scientists say this ancient child may not have been fully human. She was
Which
something-
child is fully human? I'd just like to
Well,
go on
Thank
record.
you.
That's what-
Thank
if you wait till
you.
the end of the story, you're going to find out, Dave.
Okay, all right.
Her skull, recently re-examined by researchers, doesn't fit neatly into any one category. It's not quite Homo sapien. It's
Watch
not
it.
quite Neanderthal. It's somewhere in between. What is
Mm.
now known as a hybrid.
Ooh,
Think about that for a moment, Dave.
I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Not a
Dave.
hybrid car, not a hybrid whiskey, a hybrid person. So,
Get outta here. Yeah.
two different species of ancient humans coexisting, and more than that, and I'm not even sure we can say this on the airwaves here. Interbreeding.
What?
Yep.
No.
Not just brushing shoulders at watering holes or avoiding each other in the night, but forming and making families. Now, this child may have been
Fornicating?
living proof that our ancestors weren't nearly as isolated or distinct as you, me, and Dave once believed. Now,
Mhm.
I think we can all agree the implications are huge. Because if she was a hybrid, that means these encounters were happening far, far earlier and
Mhm.
far more, shall I say, intimately, Dave, than our school textbooks ever told us.
Mhm.
Now, Dave,
Mhm.
it means our story isn't just one clean line of evolution like we all thought it was, but a braided mess of love, survival, and maybe even shared bloodlines. Now,
Delicious.
back to the critics. We talked about this in the earlier story.
Stupid critics.
Some of these folks are still pushing back. They say her features might just fall within natural variation. Now, more and more researchers agree there's something different about her, not just the variation, something that suggests we've barely scratched the surface of who we are and where we all come from. Now, here's the part that sticks with you. She wasn't discarded like most
What?
people of that time.
Okay.
She was buried with intention, with a
Okay.
ritual.
Mm.
Whoever cared for her saw her as one of their own. Now, in a world where difference can mean danger, she was treated with reverence. And for me, I just want to say that's the most human part of all.
I love the way you bring the story together and you lean into the humanity. almost as much as you leaned into your microphone to try to read the screen. You got so loud and hot on multiple occasions. It was like the story starts off back here. You're like, Dave, let me tell you a little bit about this story. There is what is known as a hybrid. And it was just, but Scotchy, you delivered it with suave de vivre.
Soie de vie.
Well done. That's
Yeah, thank
good.
you. Yeah.
I'll stay back.
Learn a
I won't
little
get so
Latin
close
from
next
here.
time. I apologize.
Okay.
SMR News with Chachi.
No, thanks. Hey, did you guys hear about that study they did where they're saying that autism is a Neanderthal trait? And if you have autism, you most likely have Neanderthal DNA. Isn't that fascinating?
Is this your story, or are you just giving us your?
No, I'm
your
just telling you
opinion?
this.
Let's see a show of hands who on the show might fit that bill. Yeah, I didn't mean your hands up under your chin. I meant for you to raise your hand, but that worked. Yeah,
That worked. Hey,
that would be the sweetest of teas that seems to fit that bill. So Neanderthal tea. I think that's your new name.
Yeah, I mean, it was a headline. I didn't read the whole story.
How about
so,
Neanderthal?
Tea Hall.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah,
Nice.
I think so. We've got another crazy story here, and this one's going to go right down the wire of insanity. Because listen, again, being a child of Bible stories, who didn't love the story of Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman?
I don't think that's.
I don't remember
What
which
book was
version
that
of the
from?
Bible. It was the Book of Washington Irving, I believe.
Genesis.
Oh,
Yes, and no, they're a band. The story of David and Goliath, a little boy and his lovable claymation puppy. I love that.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
they're so cute.
Can I
What?
ask a quick question?
Yes, Chachi.
Was that shown all over the United States?
Yes,
I believe so.
No kidding.
and I think the people
I thought
that did
was
it.
a regional thing.
No, it was all over. And I think the people that did it also did that show Moral Oral, which came out, I think, in the late 90s.
I'm sorry.
Moral,
You can't say that.
OREL, like
No.
Oral Roberts.
You
Moral
can't say
Oral.
that.
I'm pretty sure
Yes.
Oral
He's
Roberts
right.
is ORAL.
Well, is he?
I'm gonna look it up, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it is.
But don't, again, Chachi, don't spell it ANAL. That's not how he spelled it either. And you're not
Are
going to
you
get the
sure?
answers you're looking for. Let's go to this.
I'm on
So
the wrong
anyway,
website.
Davy and Goliath, little guy, Davy, he's
Uh-huh.
called out to war by this giant named Goliath, and Davy, with nothing but I don't know, it was like a boomerang or
Slingshot.
a handful of chiclets or something,
There's
beat
the
this
slingshot.
giant.
There's a
I don't-
slingshot.
that doesn't sound right. Slingshot? No. Anyway, he kills the giant. And, there are all of these possible stories of giants actually existing, but like the Smithsonian has stolen all the bones to hide things from us, which has never made sense to me, because if we are built on a religious, theological background like our country
Right.
has been, wouldn't we want to back those claims?
And be
that
like, you
lead-
guys, we got this
lead us
stuff.
to
It's
believe in the Bible?
amazing.
Yeah. And
Right,
it's
but at
a
the
little bit
same
more
time, the
tight.
Smithsonian is stealing the bones that are
What?
from this country, the Smithsonian.
The whole Smithsonian?
So that doesn't add up. It's not biblical giants, it's North American giants. We don't want anyone to know about those.
But that would prove that giants did walk the earth. And for future reference, Sweet-T, if you just hit the mute button, you don't have to lean off camera to cough, because we could still hear it.
What?
You're the worst. This is
You thought I was
professionalism
bad.
at its lowest. Let's do this. Sweet-T, you've got the story. Walk me through it, baby. We've got giants.
We do got giants. Not only do we have giants, we have massive Roman shoes unearthed, and they might belong to giants. At the edge of the Roman Empire, buried beneath ruins of an ancient fort, archaeologists have made a find that has everyone scratching their heads, and some asking if the stories of biblical giants might be more than just myth. They found shoes, big ones, really big ones. Crafted from leather, stitched by hand, and identical in design to standard Roman footwear of the time, except for one thing: they're enormous. These aren't novelty sandals, they're not ceremonial leftovers. They were made to be worn by someone massive. And this isn't a one off fluke. Several pairs have been recovered, all from different layers of soil, all from the same site. So, who or what were they made for? Archaeologists are at a loss. There's no evidence of giants in the bones that they've found nearby, no oversized skeletons to match the footwear, but the shoes are real, their construction authentic, and the size unmistakably huge. Some speculate that they were made for ritual or parade use. Others wonder if they were decoys or intimidation tools. But there's a third theory, one whispered in corners of both archaeological and biblical lore, that giants once walked among us. The Biblical speak of Nephilim, mighty men of old, beings of great stature and strength. Other ancient texts across the world echo similar stories. Titans, giants, sky people, always larger than life, always buried in mystery. Could these shoes be a remnant of that forgotten lineage? Sure. Science will call it coincidence or practicality or a lost fashion. But these soles, weathered, wide, and carefully preserved, suggest someone at some point had feet the size of legends. And when ancient myths start showing up in the mud with leather soles in Roman stitches, it might be time to consider that some legends are real. Back to you, Dave.
I do like that as you're reading the story about giants and these
Uh-huh.
large feet. Our friend Mandy Hatch, her question is, "What's his number asking for a friend?" I don't know
Mandy.
what that means. Do you, Chachi? Do you understand the implications of big feet and why a woman would want his phone number?
I'm the wrong person to ask, Dave.
You're the wrong Perkit. I'm the wrong Percocet tax in this
She's a fan of basketball.
manipulation. Oh my God. All right. We're down to it, folks. We've only got 2 stories that remain. Mine, and God forbid, Chachi has the final story.
We got another 75 minutes in this episode, Dave. I can just tell.
Oh, all right. Let's see where we go with this one. Chachi, I think you've got, looking at the length of my story, about 95 seconds to get yourself a refill starting
I'll
now.
be right back, Dave.
All right, here we go. A lost city beneath the waves of Cuba. Just off the western coast of Cuba, something strange is resting on the ocean floor, 2,000 feet beneath the surface. It's massive, it's structured, and it might not belong to anything we thought existed 6,000 years ago. You see, in the early 2000s, a team of engineers using sonar equipment stumbled upon what looked like an entire underwater city. Massive stone blocks, pyramidal shapes.
Nice.
No way I say it does it sound right. Geometric formations laid out across nearly 7 square miles of seabed. Roads, buildings, maybe even temples. All of it under the ocean. At first glance, this looked like the kind of find that would send shockwaves through archaeology. But here's where it gets strange. No full-scale expedition followed. No major headlines, no deep-sea dives with lights and cameras. The story just faded. But the thing about it is, the structures didn't. Yeah. Geologists who've reviewed the data say if these formations are man-made, and that is still up for debate, they've been underwater for up to 50,000 years. Are you
Wait,
marinating
how
on that?
many?
50,000 years. That's tens of thousands of years before the oldest known cities of Earth, before the pyramids, even before Mesopotamia, before we were supposed to know how to build anything. And what
You really
happened to
put
them?
some heat on some Mesopotamia. What was
Yeah.
that about?
And what happened to them, you say? Well, my guess is they all drowned, but I could be wrong.
Mm,
Skeptics claims it's just a geological anomaly. Skeptics can be such dicks. The
mhm.
mind sees patterns and randomness, they say. But the sonar data tells a different story. Symmetry, angles, repetition. It doesn't look like chaos. It looks intentional. And that has some asking, could this be a remnant of a lost civilization? Something wiped out by rising tides, or something older than we've ever imagined? Could it be Atlantis? We don't have the answers yet. Maybe we're not supposed to. Maybe whatever's buried beneath those waves is meant to remain silent. Just a little bit longer.
I didn't understand what you're saying.
And it's waiting for us.
Clear your throat. I don't understand what you're saying.
That's my underwater voice. That's me talking underwater.
Oh,
Because if the planet ever floods again, I want to be able to talk to like mermaids and stuff.
yeah.
So I'll be like, hey, where are you guys going for dinner tonight? Yeah. I can add that as a third voice now, right? I mean, I've got Rolf the dog, I've got comic book guy, and now underwater Dave.
Listen, you've got a whole catalog now.
Pardon me?
Catalog.
Okay. All right. I like that you said I had a hole because I was getting a little nervous where that was going to go next. Neandra sapiens is what one of our listeners. Yes. I haven't even been drinking. Scotchy has drank so much tonight that my tongue is drunk by osmosis. Just being this close to him in a virtual world.
You guys are such
one
good friends.
Bubble over. Just one. If I could just reach over, I says, and pop this bubble right. I got to put that.
What?
If I could just pop this bubble. Look at that. Then we're even closer, Chachi, you and me. We're
Isn't
right
this
there.
The most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
It is. It is kind of pretty.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back to it. Chachi, you have the final story of the night. And this is you brought us a hell of a story to wrap up with. And I can't wait to hear the conversation that comes after this.
Thanks for that research, Chachi.
Yeah. Up to you, Scotchy. Where are we going for our final tale?
So when this story broke, I wanted to talk about it. And but my fear was it broke like almost a week ago now. So I thought I would be the one that broke it to the world. I think I'm a little bit late. It'll be interesting to see how many of our listeners have already heard about this. But what I learned, what I initially heard, isn't what actually was true.
Okay. I think I'm up to it. All right.
68 more minutes, Dave. You ready?
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
This is funny because I know this is like 2 paragraphs long, this story, and I have a feeling we're going to make it to 2 hours and 11 minutes tonight.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Chachi,
Dave,
introduce the story.
Matt Rife. You know Matt Rife? That sexy beast on the right there. Matt
No,
Rife.
that's Annabelle. Annabelle's on the right.
That's actually Raggedy Ann.
Yeah.
But Matt Rife is now the legal guardian of Annabelle. Now, what do you mean by guardian? Well, I'm going to tell you. Stand-up comedian and internet heart throb.
Heartthrob. Have a drink, everyone.
Okay.
Yes.
So thirsty.
It'll help you sleep. Go for it. Is now the legal guardian of the most infamous haunted doll in America. And I know every one of us know who it is. Annabelle. Now,
well, you also just said it like 3 times, but okay.
That's why everybody knew, see? But here's what's crazy. This is what I didn't know when I first broke the story. It's not just Annabelle. Rife and YouTuber Elton Castee have stepped in as caretakers of the entire Warren Occult Museum collection. Now, that includes all the artifacts of Ed and Lorraine Warren themselves, which they gathered over decades of investigating the paranormal. So this means that Matt Rife just went from TikTok jokes to stewarding cursed objects like satanic altars, haunted mirrors, and of course, the Raggedy Ann doll allegedly responsible for scratches, car crashes, and at least one exorcism, and more recently, her caretaker who sadly passed away. Now, they're not doing this quietly. Rife announced the move with a mix of pride and a little bit of sarcasm if you saw the video. He called it the most random hobby ever. And let's be honest, he's not wrong, right? Most people collect vintage vinyl, baseball cards, adult objects, or action figures. But Rife is now babysitting a spirit that is locked in a glass case. I think you and I know. Good luck sleeping. So here's the kicker. They didn't buy the artifacts, which is what I had read, that they bought the artifacts.
Huh.
The Warrens' daughter, Judy, and her husband, Tony Spira, still own them. But Rife and Castee are now their official custodians. And it's only for the next 5 years, which, let's be honest, sounds like a little bit of a setup to a horror movie. So they plan to open the doors to the public. What?
So they're leasing the objects, basically?
Wait, I knew you could lease cars. I
Right?
didn't know you could lease haunted objects.
I did not know that either.
Dave, did you read, like, when it first came out, didn't it sound like they bought all of this?
Yes.
Yeah. But let me take a quick break to tell you about Crazy Dave's leasing of paranormal objects. Come on, and you too can lease this carved skull that I made at lunch today out of a peach pit. And, you know, not anybody's going to get a chance at this sucker. Your leasing is only $3,000. I will give you a signed certificate of authenticity on the napkin on which I ate the rest of the peach. And it will say this is a real peach pit that I carved into a skull during lunch today. And
the
you
napkin
can have
probably
it
has
in your
peach
home.
blood all over it.
Yeah, so much peach blood. Who knew peaches bled? That's weird.
I mean, they have juice, same difference.
Dave, I don't know if you're looking at the comments. The thing
I'm not. I'm focused on our show.
Well, Mandy, who made a comment earlier, right? She wants to know what kind of adult objects people collect.
Yes,
adult objects.
Not only have I been watching, I already put that comment up earlier while you were reading your story.
Oh, I missed
First time on the show, Dave.
Yeah, Mark Lanou says, "Here, have a drink on me. $10 thrown."
Oh, I will, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Yeah,
thank you, Mark.
Mark, with $10. Sarah Shaw earlier throwing us $5, wishing us a happy Wednesday. Thank you very much.
It is Whiskey Wednesday, Dave. Let's not forget. Okay?
I mean, it's only $15, so only one of us is going to get a slight buzz tonight.
Yeah.
Guess who that is, Dave?
Is it you?
It's me.
Yeah.
So let me finish out the last couple sentences, Dave.
I wish you
this
would.
is really what gets me. So Matt plans to open the doors to the public, offer tours, investigations, and maybe even overnight stays. Not with Matt. Let me be clear. Let me be clear.
I'm out.
Not with Matt, but with the objects. Now, Dave, you and I have talked about haunted locations, haunted objects. So the question I have is, what could go wrong if you invite a bunch of people into a home filled with objects that supposedly attract demons?
Nothing I can think of offhand, but I'm no expert.
Okay, well, listen. At the end of the day,
vandalism.
Annabelle lives under Matt Rife's roof.
Say that 5 times fast.
Matt Rife's roof. Matt Rife's roof. Matt Rife's roof.
Say it one time real fast.
He did pretty well there 2 or 3 times. I'll give him that.
So here's the thing. What I didn't read about in my story, Dave, was something I read today.
Okay.
So my first thought when I saw this was, if this place was for sale, there is somebody in the industry who's probably the premier talent who has purchased a number of locations. Correct? So my first thought was, why didn't he buy this location?
All right, well, let me correct you on that. Zach Baggins, lead investigator of the TV show Les Investigators. Words is really getting hard, and I'm still not drinking. Yeah. Zach Baggins, lead investigator of Ghost Adventures, is not the guy that owns Ghost Adventures Incorporated or whatever it is that's out there snapping up haunted locations. He only owns the Haunted Museum. He bought that one house in Indiana, did the documentary, realized it was a danger, took it out, flattened it, and it's gone. I think he still owns the property so that nothing can be built there. No more damage can be done from the tainted earth from which it stood. But I don't think he owns any other properties. Well, he did buy the LaBianca home in California, the home of the LaBiancas that were murdered the same day as Sharon Tate, or within a day or so. He bought that house, but I don't think he ever did anything with it and never took it public and then resold the house again. So he really doesn't own a lot of haunted properties. He just owns the quintessential haunted property, Zach Baggins Haunted Museum in Las Vegas. I'm now taking advertising for it. Yeah.
I was saying I did not intend for this to be a commercial, but okay. So my thought was, though, he has bought some properties he certainly would have the money to do this. My guess is, had they gone to him, he may have snapped it up. So how did Matt Rife get involved, right? And then I read that Zach posted on one of his socials that he was not aware that it was available for sale. Matt didn't reach out to say he had purchased it. And I thought, didn't Matt recently appear on one of his shows?
Yes, Matt. I think Matt Rife did investigate with him in the last season of Ghost Adventures.
So I believe that there is a rift driven between the two of them, most likely because of Sweet-T.
Yeah, obviously. Are
Fighting
you
over
trying
her.
to build this rift, or do you think it actually exists?
I think if we start now, we can build the rift right on this show.
See, Chachi's
Yeah,
being innovative.
in.
He's making
I'm
a
in.
story happen, unlike the rest, which have been beaten into the earth repeatedly.
Yeah,
He's
thank you.
You
creating
had
new
said
stories.
that,
Yeah.
right?
Thank
Listen,
you.
I could make up stories like nobody's business, Dave.
Oh,
you
you
just
could.
tell me where to go. I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Like that time he
Bottom
drank
line.
26 shots of scotch. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I'm here to announce this week, Dave Schrader is going to reach out to Matt Rife to have him on
Mhm.
next week's show. Dave, up to you.
That's fantastic.
No, it's true. I've already
That
reached
you're
out to
reaching
Matt Rife
out.
to have him on the show.
Right.
And the
that
answer
doesn't
was?
mean.
Well, I used a Ouija board, so far nothing coming back.
Oh,
I'm really hoping that I'll reach back
I
out,
believe
but,
those are for the living.
No, I did reach out to Matt Rife, and I think once he gets through doing real media and talking to actual celebrities, he'll probably still not call me back. But it's for
Dave,
I
you
don't
were on
know.
Ghost Adventures, Dave.
I was on 12 episodes. How many have you been on, Matt Rife?
thank
And how
you.
many of you have been on Matt Rife?
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know what that.
that's not going to get him on the show, Dave.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
what
Cut
do you
that
do?
part out.
Come on to tell me how many have been on Matt Rife. I don't know.
I
He loves the
I don't know what's
paranormal.
He's
happening
an
right now.
attractive young man.
Is
I'm
he?
feeling a little
He's young.
awkward.
He's got
Maybe
good
this
hair.
is the time. Maybe this
He's
is the
got
best
Jeff
time for us
Belanger
to-
hair.
to start saying it's time to go. He's got Jeff Belanger here. Listen, in a world where the past keeps rewriting itself and the unknown keeps knocking at the door, maybe the real question isn't what's out there. Maybe we have to focus on what is already here, making itself known. From ancient hybrids and underwater ruins to shape-shifting probes and haunted heirlooms, tonight's stories remind us that history, science, and the supernatural don't live in separate boxes. They're tangled. They're messy, very much like Tressa's hair. Stay curious, stay questioning, and if your shoes don't fit tomorrow, maybe check the closet. Good night from me, Sweet-T and Chachi. This has been the paranormal. Can't even wrap it up without sounding drunk. This has been the Paranormal 60 News. I can't find the original theme. There we go. Here we go. This is the Paranormal 60 News.
It's Wednesday night and I'm alone. The Paranormal 60's on. It's just for paranormal freaks like me, with poltergeists and ghosts and blues and UAPs. You miss a word, you do a shot. It starts a snowball and we laugh a lot. It's just like drinking with your TV friends. I'll be passed out before tonight's show ends. Dreaming the aliens are taking me away. I'll go wake up till sometime late on Saturday. It's Wednesday night and I'm alone. The Paranormal 60's on. Schrader's on. Schrader's on. Schrader's on. Sweet-T, Chachi, and the Colonel and the Paranormal Detective all read Schrader's copy and they all will be directed. He's got protective bracelets and some crazy magic tricks. Even Scully cannot save him from the voice of Stevie Nicks. Schrader's on. Schrader's on. It's Wednesday night, don't be alone. The Paranormal 60s on. Now one day Dave might even put me on a show. There's a ghost in my mom's basement, man, I live down there, I know. It's Wednesday night, don't be alone. The Paranormal 60s on. Schrader's on. Words is hard.
Mom, Chachi's getting the dog drunk again.